What is going on to you, Geminis? You have the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and then you have the Judgment card. So, what I'm seeing here about these three cards is somebody wants to just pull you in, i.e., bait you into this dysfunctional relationship or interaction that you have with them, whatever the relationship is, friendship, what romance, family, and you Geminis are not going for it. Y'all are smart enough to not get yourselves caught up in it, wise enough not to get yourselves caught up in it, because you see that ultimately it's going to waste your time. And you're not going to allow your time to be wasted, right? Because sometimes this is why it is that I don't deal with the bickering and arguing and the debates and stuff like this, because arguing is useless. And a lot of times people are like, well, what, sometimes you're going to argue. It's like, well, no, not necessarily, because you're going to have disagreements with others, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to argue. When I'm talking about arguing, I'm talking about like going back and forth with the person. Stupid stuff is happening. Nothing is actually getting done. Like, yeah, I don't do stuff like that personally. I don't do that. And a lot of you Geminis are seeing why you're not going to do that with this person or people collectively, because you Geminis understand how useless that is. And you're right, it is useless. Because what's happening here with you Geminis is this person is getting whatever kind of weird gratification they're getting out of it. And all it is that's going on here is if you continue to go back and forth with this person, all that's doing is essentially wasting your time. I've talked about it before, but it's like what it is that you see on the computer or on the internet with all these people talking about what kind of partner or significant other that they want, but then they're not actually getting that. And it's like, so all of this big talk, all this big talk stuff, and it's like, okay, but are you actually getting that? Are you working on that? Are you in the vicinity of actually achieving that? If the answer to that question is no, then it means that by definition, you need to stop doing that or be by yourself. Because there's so many people, to use the example on the internet, who with all these talking points, six figures and all this stuff. These people don't even know how, they don't even know what it looks like. Six figures gross or six figures net. So when they talk this six figure stuff, to use it as an example, they sound, and I don't want to go there, but it's the truth, because we need to tell the truth. They sound stupid. Six figures gross before taxes or after taxes? Because that's a different beast if you're talking about six figures before taxes, which is gross, or net worth, what you actually take home. That's a different beast. That's a different animal, son. That's a different kettle of fish. And so with that being said, you Geminis understand going back and forth with them, having discussions with them, all it's going to have is circuitous logic. Meaning that you're going to end up in the same place where it is that you started with them, because they're not interested in actually coming up with real, serious, actualized, applied solutions. They're interested in trying to get your attention and essentially run your time out by making sure that you still have some form of weird connection with them, even if the two of you actually aren't like together or really like cool like that. Whatever your connection is with them, they still basically trying to occupy your time. So they have the mentality of, if I can't occupy your time from the love perspective, I'll occupy your time from the bickering and arguing perspective. And so the Eight of Swords represents you Geminis not allowing them to do even that. And the Chariot and the Page of Cups represents the discipline is what's getting them. The fact that you Geminis aren't going back and forth with them is what's allowing you Geminis to be calm and to see their delusion. Because now that you're not returning the favor of going back and forth, bickering with them, arguing, doing this, doing that, doing the other, and you're just tired of saying things, you're just doing the things that you are going to do without speaking, and having to kind of constantly go through this rigmarole with the person. The person, basically, you're seeing how the person is losing their cool, because now they're in a position where they're kind of like going at you and saying things and doing things to get your attention, and then it's not actually working because you Geminis are just remaining quiet about it. You're still not saying anything. You're still not saying anything, no matter what it is that they're doing. And so the Tower card, the Three of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles right here represents how you're in a position where they are pretty much going through it because of the fact that you're not giving them attention. But the flip side to that is the Three of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. You Geminis, you understand the assignment. You understand that all they're doing is essentially buying time, wasting time. And so you Geminis are like, instead of you going back and forth, talking with the person, just go and handle your business and stop worrying so much about needing to make things clear with this person, because the person wants to be dysfunctional. You know, they understand what it is that you got going on, but they're twisted. They're on a short yellow bus and they have some serious things that they got to work out, right? Some emotional problems that they're going to have to work out on their own. And so you Gemini is trying to make sense of this thing. This is why it is that I said that people who have this hyper moralistic view where it's like, oh, I'm a pacifist. What do you say? You a pacifist? What do you do with that? Because them going back and forth with you is their level of dysfunction. What do you do with that? Because even when you're trying to be peaceful and work some sort of a connection or whatever and make peace, they will try to inevitably turn it into an instance in which you will get upset and go back and forth. Now, I don't know, maybe it's disingenuous of me asking that. Maybe the answer to that is you just don't say anything to them at all and you move forward. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm being disingenuous to ask the question. But for me, the point that I'm trying to make here is you don't understand how it is that it's the art of the pen, basically. It's the art of like being swift, understanding that the bickering and the arguing is how they bait you and how they catch you into that, and that you walking away is your own form of game that you're using. And that to them, it's going to not feel so good to them. It's not going to be comfortable to them. So you Geminis, definitely, you figured it out and you're moving forward. You're just not going back and forth with them. You're just going to move forward and do what you do. And this is what it is that I'm talking about. A lot of you Geminis, you're beginning to understand that there's no point in allowing this person to waste your time. And that's what I'm talking about. So many people on the internet, I want 6 figures. Yo, y'all are wilding. Y'all are wilding. Yeah, a lot of people online in general talking about they're not going to do 50-50. They're going, and all of that is doing nothing but wasting their time. Okay, you're not going to do 50-50. You're not going to do this. You're not. Okay. While you done screaming, you not going to do 50-50. Are you in a relationship yet? No. Right? Like, okay, so what are the results? You just by yourself. So much for those list of demands. So that's the point that I'm making, right? It's the fact that you Gemini saw that, right? How this person has these things going on with them, right? But then, so what? Right? You going off and doing your thing puts an end to them. It puts an end to the talk. It puts an end to like the pony show, the show and talk, the veil, the ideology of, well, the brattiness, they want this and they want your attention and they want to monopolize on your attention and do this. It puts an end to that because it's like, okay, they want this, they want that. Okay, cool. But then who cares? Because what what defeats that, what they're trying to do, bait you in, reel you in, what beats that, what defeats that is you, or anyone really, you just going off and doing what it is that you want to do. You letting them argue with themselves and just be like, okay, you wait here, okay, I'm gonna be right back. Or don't even tell them you're gonna be right back. Just, oh, okay, just go off and do what it is, and then you see it on their own, them trying to like argue and bicker with you. They doing all that gobbledygook, and you going off and doing what you want. That defeats all of that stuff. That's why I don't take people seriously on the internet talking this stuff, because why are you single? Why you don't have anybody that want to be I'm getting people that want to be around me a lot more often. So with all of it, so that's my point, Gemini, right? The Two of Cups and the Moon card. That's my point. That's your point, is what I'm saying. You understand, you just got to go get what you're looking for, and never mind about the delusions that they're trying to have you go through, where you're connected with this person and this person is bickering and arguing with you, and all it is that they're trying to do is make it seem like nobody will ever love you or like you. That's not true. And the Moon card represents this connection that you have with them. You're essentially disconnecting or cutting the cord between you and them successfully, because you Geminis understand that this is what it is that they want from you. They want you to just be bickering and arguing and giving them attention, and try to make it so that you're no good for anyone whom it is that you try to be in a relationship with next. And so you Geminis, you now know some more game. Just leave them alone. Just, who cares? And whenever it is that you see that type of stuff happening, where the person is trying to make it more about the arguing, what they're doing is that this is why I don't do debates, because they're making it into a debate. Because you see these type of tactics in debates, moving to the goalposts, people being disingenuous, running game. You see people straight up lying. You see people trying to bicker and argue about something, running you through talking points by asking you questions. Then when you can start answering the questions, now they got to continue to think about what kind of question to distract you, so they do stuff. That you see it all the time on the internet. Then you see people bring up some of the people who have the same school of thought that up on the internet. Then they bombard and then they attack the person. Debating is a circus. Debating is a real circus. I don't debate with people because it's a circus. It's not people who are legitimately searching for answers, because if those people were genuinely searching for answers, their mind would be open, and there is no religion higher than the truth. No religion. I don't care what religion it is. Pick it. No religion is more important than the truth of what actually is happening, or the truth, because the truth sets up the religion. The truth sets up. When I mean sets up, I mean the truth sets the standard for the religion. The truth sets the standard for the spirituality. There is no religion higher than the truth. It's not an opinion. That's a fact. And don't trust anybody who tries to debate or argue that, because what they're telling you is that they're using the religion to run game on people. So let's see how many people are going to try to debate the religion, any religion that they're talking about, because of the extreme talking points. They have the talking points, and they don't want to actually get to the bottom of it. What they want to do, my dear Geminis, is they want to continue to be extreme along these talking points. And so what happens is that they want to remain comfortable and make you look stupid, but because they're not in it to actually learn anything, right? Right? So many people asked me, how is it that I'm able to understand Buddhism and Christianity and these different religions? It's because I studied them. A lot of people don't know about the Noah and the flood story, right? A lot of it goes to show you how people really don't even comprehend it, but you have so much good Christians. Pop quiz. Who was the one in the Bible that actually got warned about the flood story? It was Enoch that got warned about the flood story. That's why Enoch got swooped up by an angel and got taken off of the earth for however long and stuff like this. I think it was 40 years or whatever the case may be or whatnot. Why? Because Enoch was the one that got directly warned by the angel that, yo, you know, such and such is about to flood this thing. Da, 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 da. Noah had visions. Noah had an instinct or some sort of inclination that he needs to actually go and build this boat, build this ship and all of that stuff. But he did not directly get warned. He just had a feeling. So that's my point. Like how it is that when you have like the desire to actually learn the material of what it is that you're trying to learn, you're willing to concede and let people who know more about the subject, who are more educated about the subject, actually teach you. Because that's what debates are actually about. That's what arguments are actually about. It's actually to get the common goals and to learn to also peacefully agree to disagree. But what you have when it comes to the debates is that you have stupid individuals who tried to prove themselves right and the other person wrong. And the irony of the debate is that it just proves that the people who like to bicker and argue and one side has to be right 100% of the times, it just goes to show you how stupid and egocentric and egotistical the other side is, who tries to be 100% right. Now, if one side happens to be 100% right or right, great. But that's not the point of what an argument or a debate is, because a debate and an argument is literally the same thing. I'm just using alternative terms for it. But that's my point. You dig what I'm saying? And so for you Geminis, y'all see how stupid it is going back and forth with this person. At the end of the day, y'all are grown folks. Do what it is that you want anyway, right? So what is this person expecting to actually happen? They expect to bicker and argue with you forever and a day. And did they not think that you Geminis would eventually get tired of the bickering and arguing and then go off and speak to other people regardless? Like, what was their end goal here? They didn't have one. Their end goal was to get you caught up, to see where your wisdom is, to get you to continue to bicker and argue with them. Because some people don't have enough wisdom to understand, oh, this person is trying to get me into an arguing match every time, and that's how it is that they plan on capturing me. Why don't I just go ahead and just forget about the bickering and arguing? That's my dog. Forget about the bickering and arguing and then go off and just go talk and just go do what I want to do anyway. So let's clarify the moon card. Seven of Ariel, Six of Cups. This is what I'm talking about. The High Priestess, the Nine of Gabriel. This is what I'm talking about. The Five of Raphael. They're going to come back again. They already did come back and try to get you into like a bickering argument match, but they're going to do it again. Here they come again, trying to have some sort of entanglement with you, keep y'all. The relationship now has to be bickering and arguing. Any kind of attention is good attention. Then you have the Nine of Gabriel and the Five of Raphael. You're not with that. And so a lot of you Geminis are not even going to like go back and forth with them, because what's the point? But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 200K, and I'm at 24,065 subscribers. For those people who want to get a personal reading from me, the link to that is in the comment section below, called the Linktree link. Peace. Have a good one.